What is that?
Hey, I was looking for this.
Let's check out my old stuff.
Well, we gotta shake hands, don't we?
We swinging?
Yeah, how you doing, baby?
All right. See what's in here, huh?
Woo-wee. That's a gold glove, which I never did get.
We got all kinds of stuff in here.
Yeah. What is this right here?
Is that Rookie of the Year?
This is Rookie of the Year trophy, Rookie of the Year plaque. I never seen this before. They didn't give it to me. Yeah,
let's
I haven't
take
seen
that
it
home
before.
with you,
I'm
huh?
gonna take it home. Yeah.
1961.
1961.
Rookie of the Year.
Billy Williams, Rookie of the Year in '61.
Yeah, they had tabbed Willie Davis from the Dodgers, but I fooled everybody. And my first home run was hit off of Stan Williams, and Stan was about 6'6". Yeah, a little skinny kid came up to the plate. Stan Williams said, I could throw the ball right by this guy. But when he did that, the S2 was right there.
See what's in here, baby.
First thing I see is a Cy Young Award. Come on. Tell me a little bit about 1984. We got a Cy Young Award in here.
It's never your goal. I mean, the goal is that ring. I mean, that was a year when everything in Chicago changed. But I mean, I think my favorite story of all, I get traded. My first start's in Pittsburgh, you know, a little bit about that town. We come back home, and on a Friday night, we go to an Alabama concert, and our whole team was there. And the next day, it didn't start out real well. We're down 7-1 in the second inning. Fast forward, it's the game that they call the Sandberg game. 9th inning homer, 10th inning homer, and all of that stuff. It was my wife's first game at Wrigley as a Cub. As we walk out, she's like crying. Like, she goes, are all the games here like that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I don't think they are.
Look at this. What do we want to start with?
What do we got on this?
There it is. What you should have had, actually. You should have had that thing, too.
What was your, rookie moment?
At the end of the year, you get a chance to play in the postseason. I mean, that's like, we played a game for that and a chance to win the World Series. So I got the Rookie of the Year award and didn't even think about it. I got the plaque, I put it in my trunk, actually.
Yeah.
And then, literally, I met my wife 2 years later, and I'm driving around, and she borrows my car one day, and she's going through it. She's like, what is this? Is this a Rookie of the Year? The thing was all, chewed up, and, it had been, stuff had rolled all over it. I just thought, as a young kid, I'm 20 years old, I won Rookie of the Year. I'm like, oh, I'm going to have a lot of this stuff. This is going to be the least of what I'm going to get. So she's like, you're an idiot. I'm going to fix this thing up, and we're going to hang this. If you don't want it, you don't have to have it, but our kids are going to want to see that. So,
oh, for sure.
As usual, she was right, and that's one of my prized possessions.
This gold glove here.
That's gold.
I never did win one of these. I got the silver, but not the gold.
Yeah, you got plenty of silver.
That's nice, That's nice. That's how you play when you first start playing left field.
It's been fun. It's been fun to have one position and get to really embrace it, and to do this, 4 times in a row has been really special.
Congratulations. I know that, when you first started playing, you came in as a second baseman, an infielder.
Yep.
And then I remember in Arizona, the guys used to hit you a lot of balls in left field, and you took to it. You took to it.
Yeah.
I mean, not only catching the ball, but throwing people out. And I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying to see you play left field.
If that's wild card game 3, I might have been fired up from striking out Tatis right there. I don't get too emotional or fired up
why I didn't know it was
but
you.
The fans were so alive that day. Game 3, it's win or go home. When I signed here, it's kind of what you dream of doing and partaking in, and that was just a highlight moment. And I know it's not a World Series, but it was the first time we had been to the playoffs in a while, and kind of like you were saying, it felt like a culture shifter, like making the playoffs, winning a series there against a very, very good team. So that was just like an all-time day as a Cub for me right there.
Let's grab this jersey here. Game used jersey. 527 versus Colorado, 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks. 7-3 versus Cleveland, 7 innings, 0 runs, 5 Ks. It's a pretty good stretch right there. 720 versus Boston, 5 2/3, 0 runs, 4 Ks. This is when they started talking about how you're never going to give up another hero run.
That's exactly right. Yes, bunch of lies being told.
Yeah.
No, that was a really good stretch. I felt like, early on, just coming up, kind of overdoing things, and I feel like after the All-Star break, and it was like, all right, let's lock in here and You know, you don't really think about anything else.
Right, and I got to tell you, like, this was really fun to watch. I was telling all my other buddies too that were watching, like, what do you think of this Horton kid? I'm like, I don't think he's ever going to give him another run. So yeah, that was a fun stretch to watch, man. That was really cool.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, this is your contract, Billy.
Wow.
Is that the first contract?
They got everything.
What year is that
They got
from?
everything here. 1970. 1970. That was a hell of a year there. And only making 85,000.
Were you one of the highest paid guys in the game?
At that time, yes. I was the first Cub, of course, to make 100,000. And making 85,000, that was in par with all the other players that played in that particular time, 1970. But it was great.
You hit 42 that year?
42 home runs that year.
And that's the only season for a left-handed hitter as a Cub to hit 40 plus, ever.
I always said you hit it high, you watch it die, you hit it low, and watch it go.
And one of the great things to me about back then was I was a I liked to hit, and I worked at it.
The segue, you said you might have had an RBI into the bat sitting in here.
Could have been.
I was pretty good at doing this. I could lay a bunt down. Not so good at swinging it.
Any homers?
No homers. I hit one off the wall off Tanner Roark.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I was a horrible hitter, but I have a hit off Max Scherzer and Zach Greinke. So I'm proud of that. I also got thrown out at first base. It would have been my first ever career hit. I'm in Milwaukee facing Chase Anderson. I whack a ball to right field. Right fielder threw me out at first base. And being a rookie, you're already, the subject of getting a lot of smack from your teammates. I wore it. Next start on the road in San Fran, I hit the same ball. Hunter Pence comes up throwing, and I beat it out at first.
Thought about trying to throw him out, but Tyone really hustled.
It's like, dude, I'm never going to get a hit. But I like to bunt.
Were you kind of proud of yourself with the hit when you got thrown out? Maybe didn't get out of the box?
Yeah,
by kicking up?
I'm just not very fast.
Ooh, what do we got here?
I
think I know this.
That's like one of the originals right there.
How'd you feel going into this game?
So this was my fifth start going into this game. I remember showing up that day and I'm like, man, I'm dragging. The body's not waking up. Here we go. I'm dressed. I do all the pregame stuff. I'm 20 years old, so I'm loose when I get out of bed. The body feels great. Sit there in the dugout, let my eyes adjust to the sunlight, and then I walk out, do my whole routine, and then I get on the mound in the bullpen, and it is like chaos down there. I can't throw a strike to save my life. And so in my mind, I'm walking to the dugout going, this is going to be a disaster.
Yeah. I feel like the reason I asked that is because I feel like most games like this one, that's how pregame goes. It's just like you're not awake, everything's out of whack, and then you go into the game and just clicks.
And then how many times you lock down and
it goes to complete.
Yes, shower
that's exactly right.
Yeah,
so, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that was
cool story.
That's one of the original. I think there was only 16 total of those.
Okay.
And then I've got 2 of them.
Were the bleachers just as crazy back then?
Yeah, probably more so. Probably less regulations and less rules.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Billy Williams Day, June 29th, 69.
Great day. Billy Williams Day, 1969. Coached the whole season, 1969, was magnificent. And I came to Chicago and they had a big day. It was a doubleheader, and we playing the St. Louis Cardinals. And after the game, it was so exciting to me. We beat the Cardinals and we moved into first place. And that night showered me with a lot of gifts on the field.
They give you a boat?
Oh yeah. This is the fishing boat that they gave me at that time. And I fished in it a while. Fergie and I used to go in Indiana fishing with it. Then later on, I'd taken it down south and gave it to my brother and uncle. And they fished in it a long time.
That's unbelievable. And did they give you a card too? The seal on the back of the car there.
Yeah, this is my family.
Yeah.
This is my family right here on that day. They gave me a Chrysler Imperia. They had to push it on the field, it wouldn't start. But 2 days later, I wind up getting a Buick. Yeah, but that was nice. It's a great day.
Thank you, guys.